Oops, this thing's on. Well, you too. True crime, Tampa site. Everything else. I wanted to go over something that came up the other day when I was covering a story about the family that was killed in Yellowstone National Park out there in California, Oregon, and there's still no cause of death. Someone had mentioned in a comment that there are gases out there. I get that. There's probably like parasites in the water also that can just and I've heard of them that come through to brain and eat you alive from the inside. But still, there was no sign of that, and no sign of murder either. But who knows? Sometimes killers have different ways of killing people. And I'm sure there's ways now today to where, serial killers can upgrade and do something new. Something to think about. Whatever that case is, only they can answer that, because they're the idiots sitting around all day trying to think of what next to do to somebody. But no lie, after I, did that video, got my comments, blah, blah, blah. A day later, this came up. Of course, 5 national park murders that will make you think twice about camping, let alone walking through national parks. And prove we never really know what's waiting in the woods, nor on trails. To me, if there's anything that, you need to start doing, you need to start putting up trail cameras day and night. I honestly think that there should be some sort of surveillance, because trails are very secluded. That would have helped, the Delphi murders, or any other case just like these that happened. First case, 1974, of course, 74, right? No one was even thinking of cameras, but, this is just something to think about. Because not too long ago, a family winds up dead in a national park. Could there be a national park serial killer? Oh, yes. And I don't think any of these cases were solved either. But here you have a 28-year-old Richard, 22-year-old Belinda, their 5-year-old son, 5-month-old daughter, and look at that, another dog, which the family only had one kid out there on the recent one. And this is in Oregon near Blue River National Forest. Now, something I want to do with this, and I haven't done yet, is to see how far apart these parks are. And of course, like I said, section of the skies, when the family did not arrive for dinner, of course, they got scared, worried, and began to search. Some of Richard's belongings were found on the ground. The camp was spooky. The state trooper who responded to the scene would later say even the milk was still on the table. The Cowden's dog, Droopy, was discovered outside a general store previous day. So it's like either that dog got so spooked and ran off, or maybe the serial killer is one of them sick bastards that just, hey, I'm gonna kill the dog. What's he gonna say? Or there could be something more sinister in them woods. And like I always say, it's always a thought theory idea, you know? You can't disclose out the creatures within the woods, especially these parks. And then, of course, in what was it, April 12th, 1975, two hikers decomposing body of Richard tied to a tree. The remains of Belinda, David, and the baby were found hidden in a nearby cave. Strangely, after the tragic discovery, a man who had participated in the original search for the family told officials he had searched the same cave September 74, and their bodies had not been present at the time. Now, how even strange is that? Authorities consider local parolee Don Lee Little, who had been in the area at the time of the murders, a suspect in the case, previously been convicted of rape and murder. So there's a chance that he could have been serial killer, just living in the woods. 1981. Murders of Robert Mountford Jr. and Lauren Susan Ramsey. Or Ramsey? Mind you of someone, John Benet Ramsey? Based on social workers Lauren Susan Ramsey and Robert Mountford. Both 27 were hiking in the Appalachian Trail. Now this trail is known for wicked stuff to happen. Social services thing. Trail raised funds for a youth-focused social service or agency. So they were out there trying to raise funds. Of course, on May 19th, the pair were murdered and their bodies hidden in the Wapiti shelter in Giles, Virginia. Fingerprints found the book of Ramses at the scene. Directed officials Russell Lee Smith chillingly. A note found in the ashtray of Smith's truck read, "This boy and girl have been so nice to me, it's going to be a real shame when the time comes to get rid of them." See what I mean? Who lives among us? Smith eventually pleaded guilty to 2 counts of second-degree murder, exchanged for a 30-year prison sentence. Well, that guy got found, but still, who lives among us? Theorized that Smith had begun to stalk Ramsey after seeing her in a store along a trail. Smith released a parole in 1996. He only served 15 years, huh? 2 men who were fishing near the area where he had murdered Ramsey and Mountford while eating with the duo. Smith suddenly attacked them, shooting each man twice. Oh, that's nice. Thankfully, both fishermen survived. Smith died from injuries he sustained while fleeing the scene of one of the man's trucks. Oh, that's nice. Vigilante justice served that guy, but once again, who lives among us? And that could have been rightfully someone that just happened to, one day kill them, but who knows who more he killed before all this. And to get out of jail, Julie Williams and Lolly Winans, 1996. Both women, I believe, visited Shenandoah National Park in Virginia with their golden retriever. The couple were experienced in the outdoors, worked as a wilderness guide, and the women had met through an organization called Woods Women. After a day of hiking, Williams and Winans camped near Bridle Trail. During a particularly busy weekend at the park, and then May 31st, when the two didn't return home, father reported them missing. Bridget Monette, deputy chief of Shenandoah National Park, said instead of the search, we started doing hasty searches to cover. You Bliga! Some bitch. Okay, now I gotta get back to that. And you? Nope, that ain't it. No, yep, there it is. On June 1st, the bodies of two women found. April 10th, Daryl David Rice is indicted in a murder. He became a suspect after attempting to abduct cyclist Yvonne from a nearby area on June 97, where Rice's vehicle was searched following the attack. Found inside. That's right. Due to the proximity to the murder of the site of the other two women, official theorized the attack on Mal and the murders were connected. That's right. Look at that. How many more did this guy do? However, due to lack of forensic evidence, Rice was never sentenced. And in 2003, when an air at crime scene was tested, the DNA did not match either Rice or the deceased. But still, he's out there doing attacks. Charge against Rice was dismissed. The murder remains unsolved today. Aha. Yeah, that one was never solved because this guy was doing something that someone else did and wasn't him. But knowing that that person is still out there, and who knows if this guy was watching that guy and getting ideas. And that's right. So he tried it and got away with it. Unbelievable. The murder in 2008, Meredith Emerson. 24-year-old. See how young these women are in their mid-20s. Hike up Blood Mountain, Georgia. Another dog lover. She met a fellow hiker with a dog of his own. I think I read this one. I forgot the other ones, but this one, 61-year-old Gary Michael Hilton briefly walked near or beside each of near the Appalachian Trail. Emerson eventually pulled ahead, but when she crossed Hilton's path again, he pulled a knife on her. A 4-day ordeal. This began. Captive her, used her martial arts training to fight back. Now this is what I think all women should do. Demonstrating tremendous courage and intelligence, in addition to breaking her kidnapper's hand. That's right, ladies. If there's anything you should do, you need to start learning some martial arts, or hell, learn some Jeet Kune Do from Bruce Lee. Repeatedly gave him the wrong PIN number, causing him to leave an electronic trail behind. Actually, she didn't get away, but for searchers looking for the missing hiker, that's one thing that broke my heart in this case. And she was doing everything she was supposed to stay alive, and we didn't get there in time. Well, that sucks. Yeah, I did read that. I forgot she got killed Emerson, but released her dog. Another one, releasing the dog. Probably what happened to the first family. But he did get caught, because he got caught cleaning a van in a park. Matching the description, wanted hiker seen cleaning his van. So not only was he a dumb criminal doing dumb crimes, he was dumb to get caught. cleaning his van. Oh my God. Was adopted by her parents. Found guilty 2007. And murders of John Bryant. And wow, there's another couple there, I guess. 4 additional murders. See what I mean? There's another friggin' there's a serial killer. And this is what I'm talking about, man. Even though this person was dead for 12 days before his body was found, died from I don't even know what that, suffocation. Death was ruled a homicide and has yet been solved. So, I mean, and like I said, another one, Appalachian Trail. That's a friggin' very popular trail because, right, for one, I know it friggin' starts up here in, I believe, New Hampshire. And it goes all the way down to Georgia. And it's a long-ass trail, and I'll tell you, it's a lot of terrain and a lot of secluded area. So, I mean, for this to keep happening and for this, there's a guy before this guy, 4 people convicted of, could be having 5, 6 murders. The other 2 up top, or the other 3 up top, one got caught, the other ones, started to do it, but ended up not being it. And, it's all in the friggin', it's all there. It's like, how many more before did they kill? And how many more will they kill because they ain't caught? And if they are caught and they let go because, that ain't our man. It's like, wow. I swear to God, they need to put a lot of cameras up in these trails, especially just the ones that happen to go in and out. But yet, I'd put them through the whole friggin' trail just in case. It don't have to be every friggin' tree, but at least 1 or 2, that would lead through the trail to lead to the next state line or wherever it leads to. You would at least have 2 cameras. So, if you got a trail that ends at this place and you want it to end there and you start in another place, say so the person, happens to loop around and come back, or they're parked there, they walk this way and then they come to the trail, whatever that friggin' loops around, whatever the case may be. These are the type of cases, and that this is where they need a lot of also security cameraman too. I think so. Because if there was a lot more of that, even back in the day, there'd been a lot more cases, right? Just never, just never disappeared. Just never, that case will never be solved because, right, there's nothing there to look at. There's nothing there. All you have is a dead body, no conclusion to what happened to it. A lot of times you can't solve this. Why can't they just, start packing down with something to catch something? And I think them trail cameras, man, there should be some way it could be made a lot better so it can, hang around in the woods a lot longer. That's what I think. Battery-wise, recording-wise, that's it. And I'm for damn sure Yosemite family there would have been, seen what happened, only if there was just more cameras or even just a camera. There's always a method to the madness. There's no rest for the wicked. And something's got to be done. Because it's stories like this, stories like Yosemite, where someone's just going to keep getting away with murder because they can. Because they're not getting caught. There's not enough eyes to watch. Well, I think there should be a change. I think that should be a new law. That's right. I don't care what anybody says. Invasion of your privacy. There will be no invasion of your privacy if you're not doing nothing illegal. That's right. Think of that. If you're using a trail, use it for what it's for. Nature, hiking, fresh air, and enjoying a day away from the concrete jungle. That's what it is. Not to sit your ass up in a tree or over there in the woods waiting for some young girl or some women to come by, take your dinky out and think you're gonna get something because you're sick, you're demented, and need it chopped off. Period. End of story. Thinking like that. Other than that, well, if you too, be safe, take care. Ladies, I recommend getting some skills. That's right. Karate, Jiu-Jitsu, Jeet Kune Do, Bruce Lee shit, any shit Jackie Chan, check it out. Get some fighting skills. Break these pieces of shit up if you have to. That's what I say. I wish the law of Russia would come here where women can kill their attackers now. That's right. Go Russia. Be safe, folks.